All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are in the losers finals. I think is what we're calling it. We got Dias versus Whiteman today. Today, I am one of your casters, Rockasor. I am joined by Janik,
J Boy 334.
J Boy 334. All right, how's everyone doing this fine evening? I guess it's really not that daytime anymore. It's kind of getting that evening. We're getting to our PJs. I know I'm in my sweats and my sleeping clothes already. It's been a great day for me. How's everyone doing?
I've been doing it good over here. I got my dog right next to me, just trying to nurse off his paw here.
Right, feeling Paul from Barksdale. Definitely, I bet that's definitely not Citro. Top Diffie's coming down. Yeah, so what's everyone's how you feeling about today's game, Janik? As I said, Dias versus Whiteman. Whiteman, Dias coming off of a loss earlier today versus Maxwell. Like, what's your thoughts?
Well, looking at the teams right now, it looks like that Dias actually made a team change from their loss today. So it'll
I
be
see.
interesting looking at the different synergy between the different players on their team.
Looks like we're into this banning start. Got Dias coming down on a Mordekaiser ban. It's pretty understandable. The dude is a beast up top lane. Whiteman taking out the Darius from this matchup. Understandable. Two very strong, very potent top laners, followed by the Wukong coming out from Dias. Great jungler, great mid laner, great top lane. He's a great top lane champion to play. I don't really know who plays what, so I'm not going to say
Test, test,
taking
test.
this away from one guy.
Hey, never pick a fight you
We got
can't win.
Hecarim for the second ban from Whiteman, and the third ban for Dias in this first three bans is going to be a set. So they're looks like they're really trying to hurt that jungle and top lane right now. I think that's what they're thinking. Whiteman's going to be picking in this first couple picks here.
Yeah, it looks like Dias is risky picks with the word Wuk.
Absolutely, Whiteman taking out this one. I do know that's going to be Poo Poo Gobbler's Rek'Sai. A man showed up earlier this season, just
Oh yeah, I
decimating.
definitely had some problems with Gobbler Rex.
Mm-hmm. Whiteman's first pick, they're gonna first pick that Yasuo. Again, I don't really know if he's gonna be going that mid or top lane. Could be even a surprise AD carry. Who knows? I would love to see it. I'll be honest. It's always a good laugh, and sometimes even can be a great matchup. And looks like the viewers are telling us that it's actually just a name change, not a lineup change
Got
from
it,
from
just a name.
Dias. I'm assuming that's the top diff. He changed his name from what it looks. Trying to think of who that was.
That
I don't know what he used to call himself, but it's not coming to mind right now. All right, get back into it. Whiteman picking up this Rumble and Sivir. She's gonna be definitely going bot lane. I can only assume it's gonna be either Rumble mid or top lane. We'll have to wait to see to fully find out.
I think
Flash.
the interesting part here is we have Asian Flipside, who is normally their mid lane, switching with eccentric. So there is a possibility we do have that Yasuo bottom. We'll just have to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well with that Samira. I guess Samir can be taken mid lane, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna get a Yone and a Samir. So probably I can only assume could be a Yone jungle. I've seen it once or twice. It's definitely interesting, but it is a workable for sure. Whiteman's going to take Malphite as their third pick, and we're getting into the second rounds of bans. Yeah, we got the Samir, Yone, Yasuo for Dias there. It's an interesting comp, interesting setup they're taking. Looks like we're going to get a Gragas ban from Whiteman as a fourth
Looking like
ban.
they watched the previous game from the Gragas and how powerful he was.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Definitely a champ to be reckoned with. Caitlyn trying to take out that 80 carry. I guess they don't believe that Severe is going to be there. Is going to be Whiteman's 80 carry.
That's
Seems
an interest.
Yeah,
'Cause
see,
it looks like they have their top mid and AD carry, so they should be focusing on some sort of support and jungler bands.
hmm that's what I would have gone with personally.
There's
But hey,
always
you know what?
another
These teams
way.
are themselves. Taking out that Nami, no one ever likes the water girl coming down.
I
Let's
must
be
not
honest. Who here
fall.
likes chugging water? I know I don't.
Definitely with the comp that they have with the Yasuo and the Samira, the Nami would have been a great synergy with bottom.
I mean, just the Q bubble counts, tidal wave, and then I mean, you get the speed and the heal. Like that's you know definitely would be helpful to get that Yasuo and Yone to get inside. Picking out the Yumi, here we go. The little Kit Kat's gonna be meowing all game for us, healing up, speeding up her friends there.
Yeah, the Yumi was definitely a champion that we definitely had a hard time going against when you have a Yumi on a big tank like a Malphite or a Rumble, being able to
hmm
get them into your back line, it was never easy.
Exactly. Especially if you pop that severe ulti followed by the Yumi speed. I mean, granted they don't have a Hecarim or a Rammus or anything like that, but that's going to give Malphite some pretty good speed to ult into that back line. It looks like we're going to get a Kindred and a Janna picked for Darius. Kindred, of course, will be being taken into the jungle. I hope. I don't really see where else she's beneficial. And we're going to need a Rammus. It's going to be the
That
final pick. So here we go.
they got
Switches
a
are coming.
perfect team against this full armor, full AD
hmm
team that Whiteman has with the Rammus and the Malphite who are going to be stacking armor. This game's probably going to be on a timer.
hmm Yeah, I mean they got the only AP they got is coming out from that Rumble and Yumi. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a Yone top, Kendra jungle, Samira mid, Yasuo and Janna bot lane. Looking at from Dias on Whiteman, we got a Rumble going top lane, that Rammus in the jungle, Malphite mid, Severe and the Kitty Cat in the bot lane.
Now
Definitely gonna be
looking
all
at these
good.
picks, I definitely think that Whiteman team is going to be a little bit outpicked at this point in time. Or the Dice, sorry, the Dice team is looking a little bit outpicked at this time. It just seems like Whiteman has a very great team comp, synergized with a lot of AoE and basically armor stacking against the Dice team.
hmm Ice Bloom, that's what I want to believe. They probably just got in wrongly and didn't realize and didn't switch up. But who knows? They said that Dice did say in the interview prior to this that they're probably gonna be switching some stuff up here. So we'll have to wait and see, if they did this or not. But yeah, I definitely agree. Whiteman definitely has a pretty strong comp. Their engage is really nice. You got a lot of speed come with it. You got a lot of they got a lot of front lines, so if they can get that Severe and that Rumble some damage, I mean Malphite of course, natural damage, but that's that Sivir and that Rumble some damage. That can be a pretty worrisome comp, honestly. But yeah, on that you got the Yone Yasuo with the Janna knockup. Uh,
They have
to
all the knockups for this Yasuo, so I'm looking for Dias to make picks all
hmm
game, getting good vision around the map and trying to get those picks on the Sivir and the Rumble so that it ends up only being the Rammus and the Malphite trying to tank up all the damage.
just soaking up that damage. I absolutely think so as well. So what's your thoughts? I mean, I know we're kind of in that. We're already talking about it a little bit, about how the team's gonna be working together. But let's talk about the lanes specifically here. We got that Yone into the Rumble. What's your thinking about that? You think the Yones might be winning that lane, or you think just with the Rumble's pushing power, since Yone usually doesn't have a strong early game? What's
I
your
think that
thoughts?
that early pushing power from the Rumble is going to be able to push Yone back into the lane, into the tower, which is really going to be it's going to halter Kindred's ability to get the marks that he needs. He needs those 4 marks in order to get that extra range boost. And that
hmm
first mark at the 315, depending on whether which scuttle it is. If it's the top scuttle and Rumble is pushing in to see that fight that Kindred's gonna have to be fighting against a 1v2 against that Rumble and the Rammus.
hmm Absolutely. That's kind of something, I'm looking at, right? That Rammus, he has that speed, he has that mobility that he might be able to kind of cut off that Kindred's mark power. He might be able to easily get to the jungle. Because if you don't know Kindred, She stacks marks by getting kills on champions that she has designated or from taking jungle camps. But the marks will only go to the Kindred's enemy team's jungle. So Rammus has that ability to, get to those marks quickly, as well as stop her from being able to, push him back off of those little bouts that they'll most likely have in the jungle. So that, that's definitely gonna be an interesting matchup to see. A tank going into Kindred. But I mean, if he gets enough damage, if he builds the right items first, it could be something to see. Sadly, though, this team, you're looking at Yone, Kindred, Samira, Yasuo. That's a lot of auto-attacking champions for the most part. And you got a Malphite, Rumble, and a Rammus. I can only assume that they'll probably be, I think we're going to see more than one or two Thorn males coming down for Team Whiteman in this game.
I think unfortunately, Team Dias is going to be looking for picks in the jungle, which is going to directly help Team Whiteman go ahead with those that cornering with using the Rumble ult and making sure that basically they hold those choke points. I think it's just going to backfire on their game plan.
Yeah, they definitely want to be, the jungle and the river is where they're going to be looking at more so than the lane, just because that gives them the best way to knock up as many champions as possible at once. Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
I think they focused a little too much on getting these knockups for Yasuo, but we'll have to see in a second.
I mean, it could definitely work out really well. Yone has a super strong late game. The dude has massive sustain. Though the CC, though not heavy on either side, other than the knockups from the Janna, Malphite, there's not a lot of multiple second CC on either team really, other than the Yuumi ult if it lands properly.
30 seconds.
Here we are, a little bout. White Dias coming in for the early invade, catching off that Rumble. He's gonna have to use his flash and barely escape with his life. That would have been a great, huge start for them if they were able to take it. already calling a little top diffy there.
Yeah, it looked like Whiteman was trying to do the 4-point rather than the 5-point start to see the vision, but Dias had went ahead and just rushed down that Rumble without the movement speed of Rumble and starting Q. Had to use that flash.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna hurt him for later. Chrissy calling that they ban all their champions.
Well, they did. It banned Mord, they banned Wukong. Those were her main two.
Okay. I haven't really seen much of Whiteman, so I don't really know what their main champions are.
Oh yeah, I guess she learned Set. Normally Set would be a support, but Chrissy is able to use. I actually have seen Chrissy use that Set. That comes to mind.
Here we go. Kindred starting her red side, as well as Rammus starting his top red. That's gonna, keep them separate in that early game. Scuttle most likely, depending on what they're. I feel like someone's gonna he's gonna go straight moving to.
I think that's a foul for Whiteman. I think knowing the fact that we're going to have a push in top lane, Whiteman wants to get that Kindred. Whiteman wants to be matching that Kindred in order to make sure that he's not getting those marks.
Exactly. I was just about to comment on that. Poo Gobbler going in for the invade, but being caught off by the Pixie Bush ward there in top side of River.
Well, he was also expecting basically that Whiteman would match. He skipped his blue to try to get the red.
Which was a smart play by him, but now they know that he's not being matched. So hopefully, he can make some smart decisions off of that.
You got the Samir going in deep there. Nope. And that was a great block by Denied there with the Samir Q. They're holding their own with Severe and Yuumi. The Yuumi's healing is just tremendous early game.
That is a huge help. Samir had to use both flash and heal in that little bout. Rammus coming down. He should be using Powerball soon enough.
No vision.
No vision. Eccentric being caught out most likely. No Janet W up. He's gonna powerball right into it. Get the stun off. First blood down to
First blood.
River. Great gank. I mean, that was exceptionally well done. He rotated fast enough when he saw that they stayed a little bit too long. He knew the flashes, both Diana and Samir was down, as well as the heal move speed boost.
Kindred gets unlucky with the marks, and looks like Rammus has picked up the first mark. It spawned in the South River.
See, now, as a Kindred player, you know, having some time on Kindred, oh, you're going to catch him out in the Pixie Bush there. His Q's going to go down against arrows. He's just poking at him.
Rotating in a flash.
He's going to get the speed off, but he will not be caught. Yasuo's going to dash into him and secure the kill. Blade. Yeah, so with Kindred, there's no little bouts happening. Kindred, if you didn't know, for those who don't know, right, the March at 315 will either spawn on one scuttle, could be top, could be bottom, it is red. But if you wait, let's say you're at top lane and it goes to the bot lane scuttle, you can wait for it, let the bot lane get killed, and that mark is going to transfer to the top lane scuttle. For those that didn't know that. Here we go, Agent Flipside really pushing in, gonna be backed off by the turret shot, but he's looking to get this kill in the Malphite. Cookie's just trying to dodge what he can. Does have Tornado down. Looks like Redbird's coming in from the back line. Powerball goes down. He's gonna be able to catch him off with the stun, get the taunt. He's now taking on his armor.
Great wind wall.
Amazing wind wall. Yeah, amazing wind wall. Stop the seismic shard from Malphite there. That's gonna be a second kill for Rammus.
It does have the assist too, Malphite, so that does help in the long run. It was only a kill onto the Rammus, but unfortunately, like I said before, this game's on a time limit. That Rammus and that Malphite, when they get tanky, the entire Dice team is not going to be able to fight that.
Second, once those Storm Mails come down and stop, I mean, the massive healing across the board for Dice's champ pool, they have a great sustain. Here we go, Redbird looking to do a gank. He's gonna go to Powerball, but I don't think he's in time. He's gonna have to back off as this wave comes up. I don't want to take too much damage from the top wave.
We just saw Rammus up top, so we're also seeing Mark and Gromp on the red side of the map, but Kindred is also up top, unfortunately, to not be able to collect the mark.
Yeah, he's just getting unlucky by these marks, so he's just gonna instead go to steal the Krugs from red side.
Well, it's just unfortunate because these first marks they go on the Scuttle Crab first, but then they start to do inner camps, which is usually going to be your Raptors or going to be Gromp.
Absolutely. Once he gets in the 2 to 4 range, I believe it's going to go for Scuttle, Gromp, and should be Raptors. If I'm not mistaken. Raptors or Krug. It's going to be 1-1 on either side. Here we go. We're now tracking down to go take his mark, which hasn't gone away yet.
Oh.
Somehow they
must have prepared for that one.
To be in the bush. Yasuo, though, Agent Flipside is coming down. He's gonna go for his kill. Can he spirit? Wind wall down. People Albert goes in. Rammus really needs to back off now. Severe, no mana though to really be able to fight this with their power Q. Like boomerang blade. All 4 Dias members take the Scuttle. They're in a good, honestly, they're in a great position to take this first drag if they really wanted to.
Yeah, it looks like they got the lane pushed up, and Mir is able to clear out this lane with the jungle presence they have with Kindred, and you can see that Rammus is going to be going up top after clearing out his bottom jungle. Right now would be a good time.
About going down top lane.
Chris is having a hard time against this Yone here, not knowing where exactly to hit him because of his ability to move forward with his go.
Yeah, that soul unbound, which is
we're looking middle, and he took that tower. Asian flip side got that one tower shot on him that fortunately lost him his life.
Here we go. Top dip win again.
Look at Chris.
The equalizer is going to go down onto where the solo unbound started from. Chris is looking to secure this kill on Yone, but is using Spirit Cleave and Mortal Steel. He will make her back off.
Now that ult right on Yone's ghost, so good. It might have been a little too early. It's a 4-second ghost, but that's the point of the link of knowing where he's gonna come back to.
That's exactly. That's how you want to fight Yone. She had timed it. I mean, you're literally she was like half to a second off of it. Here we go. We got Ramus in the bot lane. Cooper's already jumping in. Samir's gonna be able to secure the kill. Lamb's Respite's gonna go down to save the Gobbler. They're gonna secure the kill and Denied as well. Looking to get this kill. Flash E.
Great ult by Kindred. Being able to
Super.
secure the kill on the Ramus first with a huge gun, and then be able to save his own life.
And he's gonna secure his second mark.
Second mark.
And Cindric, a great job by Cindric getting a triple kill early for Samir is gonna be a huge benefit for Team Dias right now. I mean, her Wild Rush is just, you know, was able to really get him that triple up on Samir, secure that third kill with its reset. First Dragon's Cloud is gonna go down, secured by Kindred and Janna.
Gank up top. We had Asian flip side going up and then securing his ultimate. But we got a flash out of Chrissy.
I mean, Dias, you know, I think, you know, what you're saying about this timer, Dias, kind of has it in the back of their mind. Because they're rotating across the map, all their champions, trying to go as they can. There we go, Unstoppable Force going down, followed by the Equalizer. Gonna save it. Agent Flipside gonna fight it off when he can, but they're looking to still secure flash down like cookies. Not gonna be able to secure a thing. But Chrissy using Flame Spitter will secure the kill onto Yone. Then we have Kindred coming into Ramus, gets the stun. Will he get the taunt off? Does get the taunt off. Should secure him the kill. But Kindred using Dance Arrows will be able to get away. Yeah, that was, I mean, what a fight. I mean, this
got some fighting bottom now too. We got Samir going in and ulting, securing both kills.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard lane right now. I'll be honest, for Ramus and Denied there on Whiteman, just because with that early triple there for Eccentric, he was able to quickly buy himself an Essence Reaver compared to Sivir's BF Sword and Caulfield's. That's just huge damage, especially with his ult that he can output, giving him a huge shield and really dealing some damage. I mean, Inferno Trigger is just, you know, what a great ult for a champion.
Honestly, Samira is just any AD carry nowadays needs to learn how to play Samira in this unnerfed state. I actually recently read news that Yankos had said that pretty much like Samira is a must-have in knowledge and knowing how to play.
Absolutely, 100% agree with that. She can alone can easily carry a game, even against it could be 5 enemy tanks, all with Thornmail, and she will still carry that game.
That ult, the Samir's ult is on a 3-second cooldown, and as long as Samir is able to hit all the abilities, that ult can get spammed, and it's basically a scattering.
It is insane. Yeah, you know, this nerf state is really showed up for the Samira. Alright, Dias just really pushing this game as hard as they can. 12 minutes in, already secured the Dragon, and it just now secured the first Rip Herald.
Looking at items right now, we're already seeing a Thornmail out of the Ramus, seeing some armor out of Rumble. So we're looking at that timer.
That timer. Malphite also has his Bomb Cinder and Chain Vest done already. So yeah, you know, as I said, all three are starting to stack their armor, but will it be enough? Only time will tell. Here we have this bot lane just really pushing it down hard. Personally, if I was Poo Poo Gobbler, I would be taking that Rift Herald, popping it out from topside jungle and just letting it destroy those last 2 plates, allowing it to offside that free farm. Here we go. Fight inside the mid lane. Teleport will be put down by Chrissy.
Gina ult right into a Yasuo ult. Looks like Samir is doing damage here to all the players. It looks like we have a triple kill for Dias. A double kill for Samir. Double kill, but 3 kills onto Whiteman, and now they're gonna place that Herald down the mid. I would have liked to see them place that Herald a little bit later. You want it to be the last thing that hits after you get a couple plates, because it's still going to do the max amount of damage regardless of how many plates have been hit. They probably would have killed that tower if that was the case.
Yeah, no matter what, it's still going to do the same amount of damage to the tower. I think that they were just hoping that they would be able to get it down to the 2 plates prior to putting it down.
It's a tiny mistake, but obviously it's so low that the next push middle will probably get them the first tower.
I mean, that tower's sitting at 167 health, and you're talking about basically 2 autos there to be able to take it out.
You can see Rambus is doing a great job at making sure that these marks are getting killed off, that Kindred does not get her 4th mark. She is stuck at 3 right now. Looks like a reset for the full team, for both teams here, though. That Mountain Drake is coming up right now.
We're looking about a 4K gold lead in favor of Dias. They are 5 deaths up. There are 5 kills up as well. Looks like mostly kind of starting to get their wards, get their vision up for this Mountain Drake. Definitely looking to take it as quick as possible. Absolutely starting it with the Albert, knowing that he can easily shirk it down. Phage and Warrior. No vision up from Whiteman will, not give them the knowledge that this dragon started. And there you go, second dragon secured in favor of Dias.
We got Rambus up in the top lane, literally taking Yone down at least half health within the single taunt. Thornmail and his ability to fall up, making the Yone attack him, is just absolutely destroying the auto attack champion.
Yeah, I mean, defensive ball curl gives a 150% damage and also deals damage into that basic attack damage. So that's a huge, if you attack him during that time, it's gonna really put the hurt on those auto attack champions.
And a whiff, it looks like, from Chrissy with the ult. They're trying to do a 2v3 with that Rumble and Rambus there.
Yeah, shared lane with an equalizer. While that was going on in the bot lane, we had Poo Gobbler and Eccentric go in. Luckily, under tower they were able to secure a couple of kills in the shutdown. It was Yumi that got the shutdown, so it's not gonna help them too much there for a while. They're still gonna clean up as well as take the second turret, third turret of the game. Now looking at a roughly, I want to say roughly give or take a 7K gold lead, 3 turrets down, 8 kills.
Oh, Kindred's going for that 4th mark. This is the all-important 4th mark. Actually, no, my bad. Kindred is on the 6th mark. That was the extra range is already in place at that point.
Yeah, looking at about 575 attack range for her now, and it will only continue to increase as continue to stack those marks. You guys, I think Whiteman right now wasn't expecting, this brutality coming from Dias. I mean, they are just shoving it there, they're not giving them any time to breathe, any time to catch up, barely giving them time to farm the lanes if they can. They're just pushing it as hard as possible.
Whiteman is doing a good job CSing though. If you look at the CS differences here, the only real difference is the top lane, which actually Yone is actually beating Rumble by about 30 CS, and then that's counteracted by the Sivir's bot lane. Having that extra range on Yasuo gave Sivir 30 more CS as well.
For a fighting breakout in the mid, Equalizer's gonna go down, but not enough either he's denied heals on Yumi, gonna be enough to save Remus Vincini on Samira. Wait, on Sivir, I apologize.
Dias is definitely doing a good job at pushing the button and making sure that they can go ahead, take this early lead advantage, and hopefully end this game sooner rather than later.
In the bot lane, the Centric Cookies using a stop force while Centric is low on health after dodging her, or dodging Samira ult, was able to secure the kill using a full combo wombo. You really be able to put her in the oven there.
This game is going to be very interesting once the full 5v5 team fights happen, but for Team Dias, they don't want any 5v5s at this point. They're looking for these maybe 2v2 skirmishes in order to make sure they can secure this victory.
Ghana, Tornado goes down, allowing Asian Flipside to be able to use his last breath on top of Chrissy, followed by Yone using Fate Seal. We'll be able to secure the kill. Fufu Gobbler using Lamb for Spike to save himself. Will be able to secure the kill on Yumi and Cookies there in the top lane. Sadly dying to turret stop. Not able to get out.
Watching that top lane, Cookies had overextended a tiny bit without his ult, even though he was 2v1 with the Yumi. Once Poo Gobbler saw that he was overextended, he was able to catch him down and get the double kill.
There we have Dias somewhat resetting, as this dragon is looking to come up here in a few. Looks like 12 seconds left. Teams start to rotate as they start to set up. No team has vision on this dragon, but looks like Whiteman's gonna get there first, start to put down vision. They're gonna be able to set up, maybe even try to get a pick going, because that's really what they need right now. If they can get an early pick onto one of Dice's members, that'll be a huge help. I think they're gonna get this dragon started. They're trying to hopefully burst it down.
Ooh, that lack of vision. But they are grouped up. And we had Poo Gobbler go in and not use his ult, but that did lead to Yone coming in with his ult, which then also Asian Flipside with his ult, stacking all of those knockups and able to take down Whiteman all in an AoE fiesta.
Huge tornado put down by Janna, the Howling Gale, and the Monsoon, really being a huge help to get that Yasuo's last breath off, followed by Yone is being able to go in using Soul and Bound.
Now I understand Whiteman wanting that dragon. You don't want to give the other team soul point on the next dragon, but they did also get that early advantage. Poo Gobbler had jumped into the dragon pit without any vision and found all 5 members sitting right there.
Absolutely, yeah, that was definitely I'll say, a mistake. Granted, it still worked out very well for them, but you just
an unfortunate mistake, because they all grouped up right on top of him, which gave all of the knockup.
Yeah, and that's what Whiteman's mindset needs to be is, hey, we can't group up in these fights right now. I mean, at any point, really, they need to maintain a safe distance from each other, kind of like COVID, like what we're all doing right now.
Look at this, Poo Gobbler having the vision on Malphite, being able to catch him out, only to be caught out by himself. And it looks like Kindred, he flashes out to safety after using his ult.
Flash and Dance of Arrows will be able to save him using the bursting bomb.
And
goes down. The shield from Janna should do a lot of damage.
This game has turned into sort of a fiesta here, where we have people going off one by one into the enemy team, only to be counteracted by the enemy team with 4 players.
I mean, this entire time it has just been fight after fight after fight. I mean, I wish
And
there's some
look,
kind of record we have of how many fights worked out within each minute. I definitely feel like 3 fights a minute. But here we have Dias using their lead. Gonna start. I mean, really, honestly, this is a decimation of Baron. Not even. time for Whiteman to react. Probably didn't even know until the very end.
Well, having the Ramas down at that point makes an easy Baron call. Having no smite against you.
No smite, knowing that they can win any team fights at this point.
So this timer, like I said, they're working on that timer. It doesn't look like Whiteman is gonna get enough armor to face this.
I don't think it's, again, Dice is really present in this entire game. They have a fight breakout inside their nexus. Gonna get a huge Inferno trigger go off. You think Wild Rush gonna get to go in. Almost get the advantage here. A tornado followed by the Soul Unbound until the last breath will secure the kill on Cookies.
We're gonna get that inhib down, and it looks like they can end the game. We got 4 players down with only Rammus and Baron buffed minions. Looks like Dias secured this before the timer goes off.
Get this last kill off. Never go right before using all the ults that they have left.
Got 1 second on Yumi, 1 second on Sivir, but it looks like this Nexus is going to be going down.
Huge play, and that's going to be game votes at 24-30. The exact call of this game, 28-9. It's going to go to Dice. First game of this best of 3. One more game, and they will get themselves back to face off.
Now that was very interesting. Looking at the scoreboard, it was a 16,000 gold difference. It just seemed like it was a snowball. They had Samira going the entire game, pretty much unstoppable.
I mean, truth be told, that's almost exactly what it was. After that, honestly, I will say that getting that triple there on Eccentric early, I mean, what was that? Like less than, what was that? Right around the 10-minute mark, maybe? I think it was like 10 to 12
Yeah,
minute
I
mark.
think 10-minute mark was exactly right.
Yeah, it was like 10, 12-minute mark. He got that triple kill, and he spiraled from there. He was able to spiral his team because he had complete control of that bot lane. And
Now Samir, like we said, is not normally a mid laner, but he did play that very perfectly. It was against a Malphite. He was able to push in that Malphite all game and get a little bit of roaming to bot lane. And like you said, that triple kill is what got him going.
he actually did play the bot side though. He's in flip side. I think they had a
Oh,
mistake there in this setup where the Asian flip side and Eccentric were set up wrong. Yeah, it was a Yasuo mid into that Malphite.
yeah,
And the
my
Samir
bad.
bot lane. No worries. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick, probably think what 5 minute break or so. I want to say like 3 to 5 minute break there as the teams reset up, re-strategize. We'll be right back, folks. And welcome back. We're into the second game of Dias versus Whiteman. Dias, I mean, nothing on Whiteman here, but stomping them into the ground last game. I mean, they didn't have time to breathe whatsoever. I am Rockazor. Once again, I am joined by Janik.
J Boy 334.
J Boy 334. Hopefully, you okay with me saying Janik, or you want me to go the whole
Oh,
J Boy
that's fine.
334?
Janik is an old name for a World of Warcraft name, but J Boy 334 is my league name. I was the guy that, of course, I got my shout out from Benga during those interviews. I was the guy that wanted to play Shaco all tournament. But
Oh, okay. You are Tinker then.
yeah, I am Tink.
Understood, understood. Yeah, I used to play Shaco back in the day when I was a youngster.
Okay, and we're gonna start banning phases.
It's fun to go queuing around.
I can almost assume we're gonna see a specific champion banned of Samira. Oh, they're gonna. Okay, so we got Whiteman target banning Chrissy again, and there's the Samira ban. They definitely do not want to see the Samira one more time. And it looks like Dias is gonna target ban Chrissy all three bans once again with that Mord, that one trick pony
Never
Mord.
pick a fight you
And it
can't
looks like
win.
it's the same bans against Dias, or against Whiteman, rather.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Dias's bans, they just, I think, Chrissy made a comment last game about, banning her champions and then 100% banned all of her champions this game. No Set, no Wukong, no Mordekaiser.
I was almost going to say we might go ahead and see that 100% Rumble again, because at this point, when you're looking at the fourth champion down your list, you want to get something.
Mm-hmm.
And so we looked and we see that Caitlyn and against the Ash coming out first. Now they did not ban that Rek'Sai from Poo Poo Guy, but it looks like he is going to pick up V instead.
Yeah, little Y action coming down. I know I hate her with my whole heart, but that's just me. I'm a I hate the little punch girl. She can go one punch herself to death. But yeah, here we go. Ribber's going for his picks. Hasn't flashed anything yet, so let's see who he's just gonna straight up lock in. So we got the
And we got the
early volley coming down.
So that Volibear against the Vi, it looks like it's possible. It's still a flex pick that see a Volibear top.
You are right. It could be a Volibear flex pick.
And it looks
Volibear
like
definitely
they lock bot lane.
that
That's
not. I
what it
mean, not
looks like. Whiteman
that.
does with Caitlyn not, which is going to be a very strong early game bot lane with with those Caitlyn traps and the not pull.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, that's a strong lane, especially with the Samira ban out. You know, Ashton Carrick though there be against, but yeah, Caitlyn Nala super strong, super great synergy together. The once again, Dias making some questionable bans, taking out the Lulu instead of going. Even though Nautilus has been chosen already, and that's clearly the support. So Dias having some questionable bans. And honestly, in my opinion, they've been questionable these last two games. But if it
Well,
worked out for them, I'm not going to say too much.
the Lulu top has been used by a couple teams. I know Tinker had used the Lulu top specifically when we ran. I can't remember who it was, but here's the Shaco ban coming down. Maybe it's a shout out to their caster here.
The hero. You do make a good comment. Machine Gun Lulu. I totally thought it was a thing until you said something. But you're absolutely right. They could have chosen the top.
You
Looks
got a
like
Lucian too.
Yeah, it looks like Whiteman's final two bans will be a Darius and Lucian. Really trying to punish that. These mid lane and top laner picks. Which I mean, great. I mean, great bans. Lucian could decimate top lane or mid lane, either or, really. But looks like we're gonna get a Jace pick into the top.
Now
I mean,
that's an
other
interesting pick because that will be relatively good against that Volibear, especially if he goes in. Jace can go ahead and knock him back after he's done.
Mm-hmm. After that, after he puts his ult down for that engage, flashing an Annie, but gonna move into the Silas flash. Could be a good pick. Has a lot. He's gonna choose the Annie. I definitely would have loved to see a Silas pick. Right now, Dias has a lot of great ultimates
Oh
for
yeah,
Silas to have used.
I was
So I
definitely
would have
looking for
been
that
happy
style
for
too.
it. Once he flashed that Silas, I was like, oh, that could be great for this team. Um, Getting a lot of champions flash here in the top lane. Looks like looks like Chrissy not really knowing who to go there.
Chrissy's just trying to find something that she works on that's going to
Mhm.
be good against this Jace.
Looks like she's gonna settle down for the Kennen. Trying to think right now of how that could work out, but coming up with nothing. Whether it would work out or not work out. So hopefully you know
Now
some more about it.
Kennen could be a good pick. You got the range against the range. They should be relatively even up to the Volibear versus Vi, the jungle matchup. But it looks like we're going to get that Fiora. I don't know if the Fiora is going to be top or mid at this point.
Yeah, I think my guess is definitely gonna be that Fiora is gonna go top lane.
Now that Fiora is probably a very good pick against this against Kennen because it is relatively easy to predict the stun that's coming out of Kennen with the passive. It's 3 hits out of Kennen's abilities,
Mhm.
including one of the auto attacks, and then it's a stun. Well, Fiora gets to riposte one of those stuns in order to make
Mhm.
sure that he gets a stun on Kennen.
Yep, I hate her. I hate her with my whole heart. I ban her every single time for whatever reason that I'm in the top lane. But yeah, it looks like we got calling out the teams. I know y'all can read them all, but we got Kennen, Volley, Annie, Caitlyn, Nautilus there for Team Whiteman, Fiora, Vi, Jace, Ash, and Tarek for Dias. Pretty great teams. A lot of great ultimates across the board for both teams. Good engages by both teams. Got the Nautilus pool. Kennen could be going in, or even Volibear. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this game. I know Whiteman definitely was probably butthurt about last game, so I know they're really going to be trying and do the same thing to Dice. Each of these teams are really grabbing for this championship revenge spot.
I think the person that we have to focus on in this game for Whiteman is going to be that top lane matchup. Chrissy really needs to pop off in order to make sure they get that full AoE comp coming in at Dias.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, luckily though, this Vi and this Volibear matchup is gonna be, Vi is really great against assassin junglers. Her combo will take out if your jungler is an assassin, Vi will take out 100%. Her combo will take out an assassin jungler. So having another tanky jungle will definitely help. That. Uh, so that's kind of a good one-for-one trade there. I'm not certain who actually wins the 1v1 out of those two champions. I want to say most likely in an extended fight it'd be Volibear just because this amount of sustain that he can gather into himself. But let's talk about these. Actually, you know what? No, I was gonna say let's talk about these bot lane. Let's talk about this mid lane. Annie into Jace. Here's your flip side. Pull out a Jace mid lane. What are we thinking here? Definitely.
So yeah, I think that the Jace is very good for Dias' strategy. Dias is very good at controlling the entire map and getting the mid lane pushed out and to make sure that Jace can roam around. I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised if Jace comes in with the water walking rune in order to go and travel to top and bot lane. You're going to have that bot lane with the Ashe slows and Eric's stun. That's going to be a
Mhm.
really prime place for ganks from Jace. And as we saw in the last game, this this game has the opportunity of being a huge killing game. That last game had at least a kill per minute from both sides.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with you. I would definitely, he should be. I mean, of course, he has the auto range on Annie as well, especially with his, just his Q, and then whenever he has his empowered Q coming out of sadly, I blank on what his little reactor thing is called, but so
The
a lot
gate,
of the
the
gate, a
phase
lot of
gate.
pressure. Yeah, the little gate thing, definitely a lot of pressure he can put down onto Cookie's mid. Um,
And
both.
Annie just unfortunately isn't too much of a pusher. Annie is
Hmm.
all about that one shot kill ability. And he's going to
Yeah.
be looking for items to get more AP. And if anyone knows how to play Annie, it's probably going to be Cookies, where he's able to go ahead and use that Q in order to keep that mana up while trying to set up his stuns.
Hmm. Yeah, she's definitely all about getting the stun off. Though she can definitely kill a wave with her. I think it's her W is that little flame thing she does. That can one shot the caster minions. So, but yeah, definitely not one of the stronger wave clear pushing champions
Yeah, having that auto
out
attack
there.
champion mid is going to be very helpful in getting control over the entire mid. And
Hmm.
we do see the phase rush from Jace, so he is going to be going probably for that for those river ganks.
Want to see, but I don't think. Looks like we're having a pause in the game as well. A little restroom break going down, and you are. Uh, he did not. Jace did actually. He has the phase rush for the move speed, but he did not go for the water walking or
He
river.
did not. Okay.
He has mana flow, absolute focus, and gathering storm. Wow, and he can get up to 168 AP if it goes to a 60-minute game. That's kind of crazy.
No, I don't expect this game to go 60 minutes after
No,
that
yeah,
last.
exactly. Yes, as time goes on, Jace will only be getting stronger due to absolute focus and gathering storm. All right,
Here we go, game 2.
they're back, unpaused. We're getting into it.
We got some pings. Blue looking for the 5-point defend here. It doesn't look like Blue wants to go invade yet.
Dias
Sort of
usually loves their invade, and they're gonna get it. But Annie Cookie's gonna be able to spot them out
does
going into
spot
the
them out.
bush.
So this is, oh, we got a flash from Seraphine. Done. But it does not look like that's going to help. So we got a loss of flash on Dias here.
Mm-hmm. I think that was a miss. I feel like definitely could have worked out well because he landed the stun, but I think there was a miscommunication there on Dias because if Ash and probably Poo got if Vi had flashed in, they definitely could have secured the kill onto Volley. So I can only assume that it was probably a little bit of a miscommunication about if they actually wanted to go in or not. Little chirps coming down in the chat in this game. My true fans would know what a chirp is.
Okay, it looks like we're going to have a standard jungle start. We're going to have the leashes on both sides. It's going to be interesting coming to that top one because it seems like this game is going to be focused very much on that top one.
Definitely, I think this game is looking for that more mid and top lane, just because either of those 4 champions can carry the game, and he can just take out any champion if she gets better enough. So yeah, it's pretty hard here. Getting standard clears as well. Volley moves to Raptor by to Gromp. Not a lot of push there.
Little bit of damage on the top lane. Kennen trying to focus as much damage on Fiora as possible to get her low.
Yep.
We don't see Blue trying to push this bottom lane either to get that level 2. Looks like Red's gonna get level 2.
Yeah, we're gonna go in.
Gonna get that stun, and that's a flash out of Caitlyn.
Yeah, here we got Asian Flipside pushing his lane as well. I think, Whiteman not hitting the level 2 in the bot lane definitely is trying to set up this hold here, which would be really great for them to be able to hold it where they want it to be. Yeah, top diff lost that level 1 trade to Kennen there. I mean, he was down to about a quarter of his health maybe, while Kennen was basically sitting at full. But here we go, Poo Gobbler pathing to the top lane, getting into the bush, looking to get this early gank off. He's gonna flash, catch out Redbird on the volley there, but he's gonna be able to secure the first kill using flash, vault breaker, followed with excessive force and denting blows. He's gonna really secure him the kill, give him a free top lane scuttle.
Now that's just the Volibear getting too greedy there, going for the full clear and then trying to see the scuttle. He should have known that basically they were both following the same jungle path.
Yeah, I don't think only since Poo Gobbler did not take his Raptors or his Krugs, He's definitely sitting a lot more healthier than Redbird was. Now he's a level up. People are now going to be taking this bot lane scuttle, and we're just going to be able to give it up.
And you can see that the Dias team is also going to be able to see Volibear come through the bottom jungle with that ward that they're in the Raptors. So they know he's bottom, and see V finishing off those Raptors for him.
Yeah. Go for the quick jungle invade. Top lane, we have a fight going down between Chrissy and Top Dip. Flash going down from
Flash for
Kinnan.
Flash.
Flash for Flash.
And then missing his last Q, which got the stun.
Yeah, great dodge there by this Top Dip. And I was watching a little bit, but there's a fight here to go in jungle, but not gonna amount to anything. Just kind of pushing Redbird off. But yeah, exactly what you talked about as in the draft was that Fiora is going to be able to just riposte or riposte Chrissy's ability. One of that stun ability. That's exactly what helped him secure the kill there.
You can see too, Jace was able to back up that Vi in the jungle because he had pushed that lane, and he is making sure that she is able to get as much CS as possible in this lane.
Flipside doing his best and consistently keep Cookies pushed in.
We have Infernal Drake spawning at the 5-minute mark. See if either team wants to get this Drake early. Oh, we got up top, we have Volibear coming in for the gank on the Fiora. The nice dodge using her Q to get into the little crevice. And they're gonna just concede on trying to get Fiora.
Barely. He got out there. I don't know. I think they honestly could have gone in there. She was definitely really low. Though Chrissy was low, she definitely could have. With Redbird's healthful, they could have done something there.
You got a flash on bottom. And Flash Ash securing the kill on Caitlyn, but there's a teleport coming in from Annie. No ult yet, just picked up the stun. Level 5. Fortunately, Ash is going to take down Annie, giving a double kill to Ash over this entire engagement.
Seraphim's going to go in, get himself a kill. Support for support. Always love to see that. Yeah, that was definitely a questionable teleport there by Cookies. Now just hitting level 6. I think he could have definitely waited half a second to a second more to a couple of seconds to get his ult up.
There's the knockback by Asian Flipside to stop the stun. Fortunately, Volibear does get his Q back. He gets pushed away and CC'd, so that does give him the Q back to get that stun.
Yeah, Citrus and Seraphim really showing up these last 2 games. Especially after what happened earlier today. They kind of faltered, but there we go. Poopa Gobbler once again going for that invade, knowing that Redbird wasn't level 6 yet. He's gonna be able to steal along with the help from Jace.
Now it's still that vision control. If you see that ward in the Raptors, Vi is able to see that Volibear is going toward his red because he just spawned and was able to predict that he was going to be there. We talked about how Vi is going to be a strong short-term engagement, and you can see with a couple of attacks there, they destroyed that Volibear's health.
But yeah, if you're low health, she dealt. She's tanky, but I say she's kind of an assassin-y jungler in the way of just like she has a wombo combo kit. So if you're low health, she will definitely use it for advantage. I didn't see what happened there in the top lane, but if the lookalike Chrissy was actually able to secure a kill off onto this Fiora, so that's great for her. In the mid lane, Cookies probably got the stun ult off onto Jace, making Asian Flipside safely get away with just a little bit of power flash.
Yeah, rolling back for me, it looks like Fiora was a little too deep over at the front at the first tower, and then decided to come back in using her ult, but unfortunately took a couple tower shots.
Okay, the tower helped that's great for her. I know we talked about it. McKinnon definitely needs some kills to be able to get that great AoE damage off under that team. Poopa Gobbler trying to take this dragon down. Gonna be caught out by Rever. Ash stun coming down is gonna help him secure that kill before he's even able to pop off with his Stormbringer. It's gonna be Infernal Soul going to Dias. Great ult from Ash. Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Overall, it's a G with an Ash Taric, being able to slow to secure a stun, and having the second stun as well from the Ash.
Definitely dangerous.
Oh, we got a flash middle from Vi, securing the kill and getting the ult onto Annie. It's a great tower dive at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at roughly a 4K gold lead here in favor of Dias. 7 kills up. Redbird sadly kind of being dunked on a little bit there, constantly being invaded, constantly having Jace hit him on the sides due to some good jungle vision.
It's the problem with having a tank jungle. I'd love my Shaco because, the Shaco's able to clear a lot of things quick, and Vi doing the same thing, just being able to clear and then go ahead and counter.
Agent Flipside's actually going to go back towards his team there, by doing Grip Arrow. He's going to come in, only going to get the ult stun down off. Stormbringer goes down. Volley's going to be able to secure the kill on Jace. He's going to go back in, looking to secure this Vi. Fjord's going to be coming down with a cannon behind her. But luckily, due to Vi's Vault Breaker, she's also going to be able to secure the kill on Redbird. And he's safely getting out using her stun, her last shield and speed. Good fight. I think that was a 1-for-1 trade from both teams. But I think I'm gonna have to give that fight to Whiteman there because they were able to stop Poo Poo Gobbler from taking over that Rift Arrow.
I'd have to agree with that. I also know that the reason why Asian Flipside had came over there was because he knew that Vi was there to help him out.
Sad to see it there in the middle. Did a little bout there, kind of did some trades, but Cookie was able to secure the stun, but not having any mana to follow it up. Pure was able to lunge in, riposte, and blade work for the kill.
In bot lane, I guess we didn't get to see it, but Ash went ahead and Knot was so low that was able to use that Ash ult to secure the kill, as well as having Eric ult with the tower dive, force Caitlyn back off the tower.
Yeah, we're just pushing the waves, pushing the lanes. That mid tower is looking oddly low at 600 health there.
Looking at all these tower plays, see an abundance of gold on the Dias side. We got a teleport coming in for Whiteman, for Poo Poo Gobbler, looking like he's got caught out, and the Caitlyn ult was gonna secure it, but it does get taken by Kennen.
Yeah, Chrissy throwing her Thunder and Shuriken. While that was all happening, Redberg was able to secure the Rift Arrow, which is going to help, hopefully, if he uses it in time, 2 minutes left, to, kind of help them get back into this gold lead. We're looking at about 5K gold lead in favor of Dias still. Cookie's going to be keeping into the bot lane tower as he sees this 3v now turning into a 3v3. And all this going to queue in.
Got his ult.
Ult going down, but Seraphine using Carrot's Starlight Touch is going to Dazzle is going to be able to secure the stun and secure the kill on the Cookie. And all this Dredgeline goes back in, not enough. Agent Flipside is essentially there using the stun. So now they're going to be looking to secure this bot lane tower, which they should, to be able to push a minion wave, and all 3 of them are there. And that's going to looking like it's going to be first tower down in favor of Dias, with one soon to follow mid, possibly. Yeah, I mean, Dias is just having a great. These last 2 games have been great for them. This one, of course, is going great in their favor. 11 kills up, 7K gold lead. Free jungle on both sides of the map. They're just doing really well at rotating together, having the synergy between their champions and their team itself, and just constantly, pushing these fights into their favor, instead of 2v2s, or they're pushing it to 3v2s, or sometimes even a 4v3.
they're definitely wanting to go ahead and go get those good skirmishes rather than having even team fights. And as we see right there, middle, we have Tarek going ahead and getting that stun while Vi had put that ult on.
Yeah, using, I never thought about that, but looking at that, yeah, that's a great, you got Vi's able to go in with Vault Breaker, kind of lock them up with her, the slow a little bit, followed by Excessive Force into Assault and Battery, really locks her down, locks the champion down enough for Seraphine to be able to use Dazzle off and secure a stun, which usually will secure a kill at that point. Dias also going to take the second dragon to the mountain. Looks like you have another Ocean Soul coming into the game.
That Ocean Soul is definitely going to help their team if the team does even get to that point with all the random poke they have between Jace and Ashe. Oh, we have the top lane fighting here, and unfortunately, that those Fiora vitals keeps Fiora alive. Kind of ult.
Yeah, looks like Seraphine used True Radiance to help him and Agent Flipside get through this tower, giving him that. And then Fiora just massive heal coming down from Grand Talon to be able to save him, secure the kill on the cannon. We have here in the bot side of the jungle, Pugla Goblin being caught out by Reberg and Cookie. He's going to get a stun off, and Essential's going to be following up, but will he be able to get caught out? Stormbreaker goes down, Bubble just in time to be able to save himself. Reberg still going in. He's looking to secure this kill. Killing all coming down. Really, feeling about half of the left house off of Ashe. Looks like nothing's going to come up.
You have that Ashe going in. Oh, we have a missed Caitlyn net, which would have definitely got the kill.
Yeah, Cookies and Agent Flipside doing a little bout there at the top of this river. Flash going down. Cookie's still following, trying to secure this kill. Gate going down and give Agent Flipside the speed to get out safely.
This just looks like Whiteman's trying to catch back up in this. It looks like they need to get that middle tower in order to get some sort of gold. It looks like a 8,000 gold lead right now for Dias.
They were able to take it by going in, using Wall Breaker onto Rammus again. She's going to secure the kill there on Caitlyn. Dazzle going down just as the Dredge line goes down, but not enough. Using Fiora's lunge to kill. They see Kennen came in, good move taking up. She's gonna have to use her lightning rush to get away.
Just this vision control. If you look at that vision line in top, all you see is red ward on that map. They got all of the vision control there.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vision. It was 6. There was one in the bush there. Just went out. And once again, we have Dias just starting to ARAM this thing, really shove down this mid lane towers. Really Dazzle going down onto Andy, not letting her stun. Ken's gonna go down with this slicing. K's gonna take out the body using the auto attack crits. Jay's going back in on Cookie. He's able to shoot the kill right before he's dead, giving him giving all this a shutdown. Centric stopping.
Here we come. Fiora comes through the back. Fiora's pulling them off, trying to get Caitlyn. And Tarek's ult goes down on all 3 members. That invulnerability is basically a game over for Whiteman.
Cosmic Radiance, huge damage, able to heal themselves back up with advanced challenge from Fiora. They're going to still, push that, turning that into their favor. We're losing it at first, but we're turning that into the favor.
That Fiora teleport was definitely key in making sure that Caitlyn cannot stay back, kind of being a rock in a hard place. It's like we're going to have a reset for both teams. I would like to see Whiteman try to clear out some of these wards for Dias. This lack of vision is really what is fighting Whiteman at this point in time. Dias is able to see all these possible flanks coming, and there's just no way for them to know if they don't have any vision.
It's like Baron Nashor's gonna, they have about 1:40 left. Also, if they could secure that rift, if Dice can secure the rift, they could break open the base, or Whiteman kind of use it to get even level there. You're gonna be looking for this invade, vision to catch him out. Dice gonna use Vault Breaker to go in on denied, followed followed quickly by Assault and Battery, Eccentric Slow, which is Q and Alto's gonna go. He pops down, chances Crystal Arrow. Butler's gonna have to Stormbringer out. Blast for Eccentric, she's gonna continue going. Shoot off Ranger Focus. Dazzle barely missing Annie. Agent Flipside still going in. Even Thundering Blow was not able to land due to the. Annie's gonna secure the kill onto Tarek because he was under turf. Just a little bit too long there. It was a great play by Annie. She used her Zion's Hourglass just in time to stop Agent Flipside from securing the kill there. And Dias is still going to put this pressure onto this enemy team, the Lightning team.
Now, that was just an interesting fight because you saw all 5 Dias members in the south jungle.
Riposte going down. Probably a little bit too early to stop this Ace in the hole. Should have just taken the damage.
No, so the riposte was there to block the damage from the Caitlyn ult that was going on the Ashe.
We have Dredgeline securing the kill on the Fiora. Not securing the kill, but putting Fiora into the fight. Ashe Syndrax still going down using Granger's Focus, trying to take these guys down. He just autoing them to death. Huge Q coming in from Agent Flipside with Shock Blast and Acceleration Gate, but not able to secure anything. Whiteman on the return, on the retreat, go back and heal up as this third dragon is in play, looking like Dias should be able to secure it so far.
We got Dias going ahead and getting some vision near this dragon and making sure that they're able to see any sort of possible Whiteman champions coming toward the dragon.
I mean, let's just talk about, I think, oh my bad.
The vision control, you're already seeing it come down now. We got the vision at the red buff. We got the vision in the north tri-bush there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they're gonna start it. Ashe is gonna go ahead and start this dragon. Dias.
Yeah. Secure the third Drake next with the soul. Yeah, besides the other soul. But yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. I mean, if you look at it, you know, Dias is just doing an exceptionally great job of making sure that Whitemen, the few vision wards that they're able to place down, that they get quickly knocked out. I mean, Whiteman is basically just doing these fights blind, sadly, because of just how much focus Dias is putting on. There, Dredgeline's gonna go down, but due to Tarek's health and shield, so will not be able to secure anything.
And we got a shutdown on the Ashe there from the Annie, being able to one-shot pick out the Ashe.
Huge TP in by Chrissy, using Lightning Rush as well as Slicing Maelstrom. He's gonna be able to secure the kill on Puku Gobbler, going back into this Tarek after his Cosmic Radiance is done. Will they be able to get it? Flash from Ramus. They're gonna secure it.
I don't like all the usage of those summoner spells there. You saw Tarek use his Exhaust, you saw the Flash Caitlyn. At that point, you're just fighting for just support.
Yeah, about 5, I think 5 flashes took down just in that one fight alone. I said either you did saves or secure kills.
Oh, I'm just talking about right at the end there.
Oh.
We do see a little bit of fight out of Whiteman, though. That was a good team fight for them. That Kennen ult with the teleport. The teleport allowing Kennen to get the extra move speed along with his lightning rush, gets him into the fight, and gets him AoEing the full team.
Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely. 100% agree with that. I mean, 7 wards. I mean, that's 7 wards there in that red side bot lane jungle.
Well, yeah, it looks like we're gonna they're loading up. Tarek loaded up on wards again, so it looks like they're gonna prepare this Baron, and he's going and sweeping all the wards and not finding any other wards from the blue side. Oh, there he finds one.
Wyman just has no vision. Yeah, here we go. They're starting this Baron, seeing that Redbird's there in mid. Chrissy should be getting caught out. Yep.
They just have all that vision control.
Actually, all shot will be able to see them. Baron's pushing down. They don't need a steal. Dazzle goes down, lands onto Redbird on the volley there. Dredgeline goes down. Death Shark goes down. He's not able to do much. Denai's just gonna back out of there as Fiora's gonna lunge into the Kennen. Kennen not able to live. Fiora's gonna keep going on this, but I don't think they're gonna catch this Caitlyn off as they go.
No, that was unfortunate. That was just an unfortunate fight where they did not have vision of the Baron, but once they finally did, they saw Baron was already at 4,000 health, without all 5 of their members, as Annie was bottom, it just seemed like they should have just gave that one up.
I think so. They definitely should have just gave up. Don't get right. Push some waves. You see now that Dias has this wave pushing in there, able to take a launch. Third tower wave taking the inhale. Instead, Whiteman could have pushed that wave out. Kind of kept them from being able to push with this Baron. But
It's like they're gonna reset while taking out all the jungle. And I played plenty of games as the jungler here. When you're backed up into your base, the other team is able to take out all your jungle. You just get starved for any sort of CS.
it's like people who Gobbler maybe have DC'd quickly.
There's possibly going to be a pause here. Get him back in. We'll have to see.
100% tracking on just what happened there. As of now, they are jungler down.
A summoner has reconnected.
All right, he's reconnected. Most likely it was just a DC on his part. Nothing lost, nothing gained there. Thankfully, it'll be a fair fight. Guys pushing this top and mid wave to kind of get them some favor, to kind of get back into this base, using this Baron buff as much as possible.
Now that vision line is still there for them. They can see anyone coming in from the flank, which is very important against this cannon. We have a teleport coming from blue side with Annie, and they will catch Tarek out. There is their one pick for that teleport.
So, about half the kills down now. It's about 10k gold lead. Two dragons up. Dragons now spawning, about to spawn up in 5 seconds. And Whiteman, their positioning has been off this entire game, I will say. I mean, they're not around the dragon. Dragon just spawned up. Don't have any vision, nothing. I mean, bursting down the dragon here, it's going to be Ocean Soul for Team Dias.
And that Ocean Soul is going to be very important with the Fiora and with that Ashe and with that Jace.
Ashe. Proof Gobbler is going to immediately Wallbreaker over. Didn't go on using Assault and Battery to get onto the Annie. Crystal Arrow is going to go down onto the Nihilus, but Denied cannot assist there. Pushing Annie back, they're going to be able to secure the kill onto
This
Crystal
might
as well.
just be another inhib bot, possibly, if they do decide to push.
They
Because
are.
we got Jace up top, still pushing that inner turret.
Whiteman's 2 men down right now with an Ashe. So Ashe and 5 bot link, but no. Slicing Maelstrom's going to go down. Caden's going to secure it with Ace in the hole, though, but who else is going to be safely able to get away using Wallbreaker? But as you were just saying, Jace was able to push that second top tower, followed by he's going to get the third as well. Pushing this in here, but here's the rotate to Nautilus. Not going to be able to secure it.
And then they're also going to get that bottom tower. They got open inhibs top and bottom.
Looks like they're should be able to take this. He continues all those top inhibs.
And we got a Assault and Battery on onto Annie here, and Annie goes ahead and Zanya's. Vi still flashes back in and does destroy Annie with Vi's Q.
Looks like they got minions pushing in for these next 2 towers.
We got a 5v3 at this point, looking very bleak for Whiteman.
Bleak indeed. They got
All the
Ocean
inhibs down.
Huge amount of health.
And doesn't look like
Radiant's
Cannon's
going
ult.
down.
Cannon's ult is about the only thing that would save them at this point, but it is not up at this point. 25 seconds.
Dazzle goes down. Though the Nexus is open, there's they're trying to get this minion winning going down. But there we go, top dip, trying to auto attack it down. Crystal Arrow just barely hits the Caitlyn. All you gotta do is a couple more autos on the Nexus and this is the game.
Here it
One
comes
for
in.
Dias. No one's hitting it. Go for the kills more. They're gonna basically wipe up the map.
They just want the kills.
They're padding the stats there.
Pad and the stats.
That will be the second game won in Dice. They will be moving back on to these championships in the finals, which don't quote me on it, but should be sometime between tomorrow to Wednesday, I believe.
Well,
is
they
what I'm
definitely have
hearing.
to.
Tomorrow night at 7, folks, is as of right now is when it's going down. Tomorrow night at 7. So be there or be square.
Now, just looking at that game, looking at the difference there, It's a 15-goal difference, but I think most of that held in that mid lane with Asian flip side and the Jace against the Cookie. I understand that V had a very good game against the jungler, but that was helpful having the mid lane push and always being able to help that Vi.
Yeah, I mean, huge game for them. I mean, what great. I mean, they really shut Redbird down. He did not get a chance to do anything that entire game. He couldn't farm his jungle since minute 3 of that game. You know, Poo Gobbler was over him the entire time. With Jace using his accelerator gate, really helped him get into those 2v1 situations. So that was a great game. Great rotates across the board. Whiteman, I said it a little bit ago. They really hurt themselves with their positioning. The Looking at these comments here, Bandit Grimes, it's gonna be late tomorrow solely because due to just some conditions, some of the players are not gonna they don't get off work till a little bit later.
Ultimately, those were two very good games. Shows how why Dias has been on that winners bracket the entire time, and they'll get their rematch against Maxwell tomorrow.
And either we'll see what happens then. Good luck to both of those teams out there. No, we can't. We're not able to finish it tonight, sadly. But yeah, definitely. I mean, great game by Dias. Great game. Whiteman, held up their end for sure. Um, the- you know, but sadly they just weren't able to. Dias just had really great pressure the entire game. Really, really great pressure. I will say that. That's what. Mhm. So that's it. That's for today. Some great games. Uh, I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow night at 7. Hopefully we'll see. We'll finally decide who wins season. What I think is this season 1 of Air Force League of
See,
Legends. Season 1 of Air Force League of Legends tomorrow night at the finals. I'm Rockazor.
and I'm J Boy 334.
All right, y'all have a great night.